Hello guys, we're going over the box office again, and this week is just another week exposing Disney, this monopoly. There's no new releases, so we're going over releases that have already come out, and also we're going over Toy Story 2 4 as well, and every movie that has grossed over $1 million. Um, First is Angel Has Fallen. I don't know where the $8 million came from, but the movie's budget is at $40 million. People are saying it's gonna flop, but it says $40 million already. But it's pretty similar to the other two movie series. There's no reason the movie budget will be 80 million considering the other movies. Actually, it was 60 million. I can see the first one. The first one had 70 million. So the budget's actually been going down movie by movie, probably because most of the effects have already been used, and they can just reuse effects from the other two movies. The trilogy, the movie has been panned by, of course, the critics, but most people say this movie is actually a pretty great movie. So, of course, this is number one movie, which it dropped 45%, which means it's doing better than most blockbusters that came out this year. Next is Good Boys. This is also the 4-day weekend, but this is the 3-day weekend. 4-day weekend is just adds Monday's hypothetical grosses here. Nothing really new. Here. But we'll be on the 3-day weekend. Um, Good Boys. This is of course we all know Good Boys is still doing well in the theaters. It has grossed $70 million, and it's a comedy that a lot of people are saying is pretty funny and stuff. And summer has basically been a wasteland for comedies and people who can't. There's some comedies that come out, and of course, let us flop and people are saying it's like a fresh movie in terms of comedies, and comedy is especially if you look at the movie comedies this year. You have Booksmart, which was terrible. Um, Next is of course ugh, the Lion King. Why are people still watching this? Last time I looked at it, was at one point it's gonna pass $1.6 billion. Of course, I always employ the two times multiplier with the that Disney remakes. Aladdin remake, two times the budget. The original, which the original goes 500 million. But Mulan is not gonna go $1 billion. If we use the two times multiplier for that one, I know that a lot of kids grew up with that movie. Let's just do three times. So it'll go 600 million. And The Lion King is Disney's highest grossing movie of the 90s. So of course The Lion King is gonna do best out of all of the live action reimaginings. Cause look at here the Jungle Book, which had already a live action remake called The Jungle Book 1994 and 101 Dalmatian. What was the original gross? Sometimes the three times, like the Jungle Book, which a lot of people grew up with the first Jungle Book. The movie's that old? Wow. But the first movie made 378 million, and of course, it's a three times considering the movie made 378 million dollars, and if it doesn't for inflation, the movie did really well at the box office. Definitely compared to its $4 million budget. This is Jungle Book. And readapted by so many other companies and stuff. But let's not talk about Jungle Book because that's like a three times its original movie. Dumbo doesn't really have a gross. That's the thing. Dumbo doesn't really have a gross. It only has its re-releases. Next is the Fast and Furious. This is another series I don't know why people still go out to go see. These are all the same movies every single time, but people still think these are such great movies. The fact I'm gonna, and it's not even 700 million. It's probably just gross 750 million, which is not $1 billion. Which was good because we don't want any more Fast and Furious movies. It's still better than the Lion King remake grossing $1.5 billion, but it's still unoriginal. Fast and Furious is still the same movies. Overcomer, that's a religious movie. It made 5 million. It's broken even already last week. Whether or not this is a Fox movie, this is actually one of Fox's successful movies for $6 billion budget. Scary Story is still on the dock. People are still going to go see this movie. It's at $85 million now worldwide. It's a cheap Lionsgate movie, and it's for the horror movie fans who. It'll probably drop next week because of it. Spider-Man is at $1.1 billion here. Don't see Spider-Man making much more money here. It got re-released with extra footage and stuff. It's probably gonna go back down in a few weeks and probably be gone. Thor, do people are start watching this? It actually increased definitely a lot in international markets, but it's still not gonna make enough money. Okay, it's not gonna make enough money. If you look at the Dora movie, it's no one is watching the Dora movie. Okay, no one is watching it because nobody wants to see the Dora the Explorer movie. Okay, anybody with common sense knows the movie will be awful. Um, box office. But I'm glad this movie's flopping because nobody wanted Dora the Explorer movie. The Angry Birds movie too, a movie that nobody asked for and nobody wanted. I think this movie's flopping because of the Disney because of Disney's monopoly. Every other kids movie has flopped or underperformed. I don't think this movie's gonna be a flop. At the end, it's probably gonna make back its money through DVD, digital, and all that stuff, and Netflix and stuff. It's still is not out in many foreign markets. It's probably gonna go under $10 million worldwide. If it releases in China, um, who knows if the movie's coming out in China, but it is easily one of the worst performing sequels and of the year. It's probably goes half of the original. $350 million divided by 2, which makes it $125 million, which means the movie isn't doing too well, which is off a $60 million, $5 million budget, which means the movie probably needs around $130 to $140 million to break even, and considering it'll probably do okay in the Blu-ray market worldwide, it's probably gonna make back its money at the end of its all, but don't expect an Angry Birds movie free. That's all I'm saying. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, haven't seen this movie, probably won't see it. It's one of those movies. It'll become a cult classic, I think. I know this movie. I always make fun of this movie. People saying how successful this movie is and how great this movie is. Oh, it has such a high score on IMDb, even though it drops. Literally, it has dropped down to 8.1. Okay, I think it's gonna drop down to 7.8 or 7.5 or 6 or 7.7. I don't think it's gonna. Thing is, this movie is not for everybody. That's what they have to get. This movie is definitely not for everybody, and the movie is now coming out in international markets and is making money now too. Um, Peter Butter Falcon, never even heard of it. It's one of those um movies that come out. It's one of those limited releases that probably will be at the Oscars and stuff. Boys Are Meets Are Down on Kids. I think it's gonna make back its money. It's gonna make back its money after the international numbers roll in. Expect the third one. If they do make a third one, it'll probably be only to the DVD, straight to DVD. I don't expect them to make it come out in theaters. Don't Let Go. That's another movie that this movie is flopping. It sold $3 million already. It's flopping. It has $5 million budget. It'll probably make back its money. Probably. It's not flopping. It'll probably make back its money at the end. Probably has like no advertising at all either. Toy Story 4. Do not understand why this grossed $1 billion. I guess Disney just has the ways of making people go to see the movies. That's basically about Toy Story 3. The way to the rain. It's this movie has like an $18 million budget. It's still like a flop, but it still isn't $100 million flop. Okay, that movie isn't a massive flop as people are making it out to be. Blinded by the Light. No one's seen it. No one's going to go see that. The Farewell. a movie that we're making a big deal about too. Nobody's going to go see it. As far as these sites like shows big deals about these movies, like Brittany Runs a Marathon. Look at what Brittany Runs a Marathon is. It's below. It's doing just as well as Aladdin the remake. Its 15th week. This is how poorly movie is doing in the theaters. It is in more theaters. Per theater, it actually has the highest average. It actually has the fourth highest average, but no one's really going out to go see this movie. Okay, it's for the Oscar bait crowd who will see anything. Um, as well. So, and that's basically about that movie. And that's basically about the box office. Make sure to subscribe and goodbye.